Once upon a time, there lived a young lady called FISAYO. FISAYO was from a notable family. She was the only child of her parents, and they loved and cherished her so much. Her parents gave her the right training she needed, and this was evident in her everyday living and in her dealings with people. She had a very good character that wherever she went, she received favors from people. FISAYO was bold enough to get married, and her auntie Bolanle was always introducing her to different suitors, but she was not interested in any of them, for reasons best known to her. She would always say that when she found the best person for her, she would recognize him. This left her parents really worried, and they kept reminding her that time was no longer on her side as she was getting older. One day, Auntie Bolanle introduced her again to another suitor who stayed in the neighboring village. He introduced himself as Tunde. After he had left her house, she told her auntie and her parents that she had found her husband, and they were all happy and celebrated with her. Tunde and FISAYO, without wasting any time, started making wedding plans. She also went with him to visit his mother, Aderonke. Aderonke did not seem to like FISAYO. She was being unnecessarily hostile towards her, and she wondered why. She told Tunde what she noticed about his mother, but he said that she was just overthinking things. As the wedding drew closer, Aderonke tried convincing her son not to get married to FISAYO because she wanted him to get married to Omolade. Omolade was the daughter of her wealthy friend, and she believed that if Tunde could get married to Omolade, their lives would change as they would become wealthy. Tunde never liked Omolade because she had a terrible character, but his mother was just interested in what she could gain from Omolade's family. Tunde and FISAYO finally got married and started living with each other. There was peace in their home and everyone was happy for them except Aderonke. She decided to move into her son's home in order to monitor FISAYO, and made it her duty to frustrate her because she believed it was her fault that her son didn't get married to Omolade. When Aderonke moved in, she made life unbearable for FISAYO. She became very rude to her and turned her into her personal slave. FISAYO labored day and night in her home just to please her mother-in-law. She made sure she cooked for Aderonke, washed her clothes, and kept the house clean. FISAYO was a lady brought up with the right morals, and she made sure she loved and respected her mother-in-law even with all the unfair treatments. Aderonke called FISAYO all sorts of names, and she wondered what she had done to the woman to deserve all the insults and name-calling. FISAYO decided to report all that had been happening to her husband, and when he heard about all the unfair treatments, he was furious and cautioned his mother. Aderonke stopped mistreating FISAYO for some time, but later resumed again. FISAYO's friend advised her to leave the marriage since he didn't favor her anymore, and that Tunde might have to choose between FISAYO, his wife, or his mother, Aderonke. But she replied her saying that she believed things would get better. The last straw that broke the camel's back was when FISAYO wasn't feeling too well and was lying down in her room. Aderonke asked her to do the dishes. FISAYO explained to her that she wasn't feeling too well and could not do it at that time, but when she felt better, she would do the dishes. Aderonke got so angry and slapped FISAYO, and she fainted. Aderonke started panicking and didn't know what to do. She called the family doctor, who came immediately to revive FISAYO. He advised that FISAYO avoided doing any work and she should have enough rest. When Tunde got back from work and heard what had happened, he was surprised at how wicked his mother could be and told her to pack her things and go back to her house since she was the one bringing discord in the family. By the time Aderonke got home, she felt betrayed that her son sent her back to the house because of Fisayo. She was so bitter that she went to see a native doctor and asked him for something she could use to make her son always listen to her. He gave her a piece of red cloth and told her that whenever she wanted Tunde to listen to her or do whatever she says, she should always have the cloth with her while telling him anything. While Aderonke was away, Tunde and Fisayo were happier, and for the first time since she got married, Fisayo had peace in her home. Aderonke, on the other hand, came back to her son's home to apologize for all she had done and pretended to be sorry. Tunde and Fisayo forgave her and accepted her back into the home. They were not aware that she had an ulterior motive. From time to time, just as the native doctor had instructed, Aderonke will tell her son negative things about Fisayo. Sometimes she would tell Tunde that she had a dream that Fisayo was an evil witch and tried to kill him. These lies started getting to Tunde and he began resenting Fisayo. One day, Fisayo went to the market and Aderonke succeeded in convincing Tunde to throw her out of the house. She was on her way back home from the market when she saw her things outside the house. She was surprised and ran in to ask what was happening, and Tunde told her that he had had enough of her problems and she should go back to her parents' house. She knew Aderonke, her mother-in-law, had a hand in what was happening, but there was no way to convince Tunde because he didn't know what he was doing. Fisayo packed her bags to her parents' house and they couldn't believe what she told them. They had to go verify for themselves. They were highly disappointed at Tunde and Aderonke, but Aderonke was happy that her plan finally worked. After a few months, she advised her son to get married to Omolade, which he did. From the moment Omolade came into the house, everything turned upside down. One time, Aderonke asked Omolade to prepare food for the family. Omolade told her plainly that she couldn't do that. Instead, Aderonke should be the one preparing food. Aderonke could not believe her ears. Omolade was always ready to prove that she couldn't be pushed around. Aderonke also tried to look for ways to get Omolade's parents to support her business financially, but all efforts proved abortive. She became really careful in her son's house in order not to upset Omolade because Omolade was a fierce woman. At this point, Aderonke couldn't get money from Omolade's parents, and Omolade was a bad wife to her son. It finally dawned on her that she had lost at both ends. She realized that she was the cause of her divided family and wished that she never treated Fisayo the way she did. She went out and burnt the red piece of cloth the native doctor gave her, then confessed to her son all that she had done. Tunde got so furious and stormed out of the house because he realized that he was not in his right senses when he sent Fisayo away. Aderonke wished she could take back the hands of the clock, but she couldn't. What we can learn from this story is that we should learn to always appreciate the good effort of people in our lives, and we shouldn't destroy a wonderful relationship because of selfish interests. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notification to get notified when next I post a new video. Bye!